Greetings, friends, and welcome to the last review. Sadly, in the 2017 Christmas sample series, we've had a lot of fun. I'd like to welcome a special guest, a dear friend of mine, Luca, the Fez.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Today, we're going to have an iconic cigar, if not the iconic cigar, H. Upmann Sir Winston. There it is.
Looking forward to try this. This is our first Sir Winston, so very excited.
I couldn't remember. I can't remember if I have. I don't think I've had one of these, believe it or not.
It's very nice off the bat. It's some great H. Upmann shortbread, or I think you put it better with that toasted bread flavour.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Great draw.
Now, if you're wondering, when I said we've never had one, there's a good reason for this. If you're not aware, it's because the H. Upmann Sir Winston is a seasonal cigar. Habanos SA only bring them out when they've got enough of the quality leaf that goes into this cigar. And that tends to be, lately on average, every 2-3 years. Now, the last time that these were in regular production, probably 2014.
Oh, okay. Yes, 2014.
2014, I missed the boat. I never got any of these, so I'm very, very happy that I'm smoking this today.
Mm. Very lucky to have gone in the split with you. So
Yeah.
thank you as well. I got a couple of these. Got 2 more left in my humidor. Wish I had more.
Yeah, definitely. So, Luca and I we were talking before we went on air about what to expect out of this cigar. And there's a couple of schools of thought. For those of you that are experienced Sir Winston connoisseurs, you'll be familiar with what I'm about to say, and that is that if you go to this website called Cigar Sense, guy on FOH, Urbana Mike, is one of the guys that is on there. They classify Sir Winston's, the main flavours that you get out of it, as leather, wood, cocoa, nut, and what they call toasted bread, or what we would say on FOH that I call the Upmann shortbread, the quality Upmann shortbread that we all look for is when we experienced smokers, when we go for an Upmann. Now, the latest batch that have come through that you've seen the last 6 months on FOH, El Prez has been using similar adjectives to describe this latest batch. We were talking about it before, Luca, cake, shortbread, coffee. It's definitely Upmann. Yeah. Definitely is known for having that, that bit of espresso coffee. And cinnamon. So if you have a sweet,
interesting, cinnamon.
You may get nutmeg. Talk about that nutmeg before. If you get some nutmeg out of it, when I think of nutmeg, I think of nutmeg is something that it's nutty, but when you have it, it has quite a bit of spice to it. And I suppose you could pick up a nutmeg if you're retrohaling it, or what we might call a little bit of pepper. But I don't think this has any
Not
pepper.
yet, no. We'll see. It's retrohale is still very smooth, very enjoyable. So looking forward to seeing how this evolves down the track. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on the retrohale. That's quality.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we did before we smoked this cigar is we had another high-profile H. Upmann cigar, the H. Upmann Magnum 56 limited edition, which was a jawbreaker, 56 ring gauge by 150. It took us, believe it or not, 2 hours to smoke. And I want to apologise in advance to our American friends, but Sydney weather is the exact opposite of what you're experiencing right now. We're sitting downstairs in the shade, just like on a veranda. If I was to move 2 to 3 metres forward of myself, there'd be a 10 degrees Celsius difference easily.
In the sun,
20 degrees Fahrenheit or more. It's easily 80, 85, 90 degrees Fahrenheit today.
Very dry heat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's probably a good 75 here in the shade. It's warm. if you've been following the review series, Fuzz came a couple of weeks ago. We had a Don and Alejandro. We had a Splendidos that day, and we were commenting how we're used to it. I admit I'm used to it. This doesn't bother me that much. Yeah, if you live in Sydney and you have these sort of summers, you get used to it.
Yeah, the heat.
It's not that bad.
I like winter though. I think I enjoy cigars more in winter. And scotch. I tend to not drink scotch in summer. It's not the thing for me.
We need to put a caveat on your statement. And the winter you're talking about is the winter you have in San Diego or Los Angeles or Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Or Tucson. Yeah, it's still 70 degrees Fahrenheit. You know what I'm saying? That's 21 degrees Celsius. So that's sort of winter. And going back to the 56 LE, the reason we had that is because in my research for this review, I was looking up a few threads on Friends of the Banos. And El Prez brought one up about a year and a bit ago. H. Upmann, can they put a foot wrong? And there's also one that was a common one that comes up a lot is a Connoisseur 1 versus a Connoisseur A. And the reason that comes up is Connoisseur 1 is a lot cheaper than the Connoisseur A, which has a premium pricing, as a lot of recent regular productions, sadly, have that premium pricing. Now, what's so sad about the Connoisseur A having premium pricing is that it's such a quality cigar. So many of us love it. It's a big hit on the FOH.
Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. And we've both had the Connoisseur A, and I think the one thing for me that I enjoy out of the Connoisseur A is that it has a mild quality Upmann short brew with the espresso coffee. You can have it young, but it tastes like I'm having an aged Upmann cigar.
Yeah, something great, fresh. I've already smoked through. I only bought 3, but I quickly, after my first one, already smoked the second, and I'm trying to hold off smoking that third one, but I'm going to have to buy some more if you want to do a split.
I think we'll be doing some more splits in the future. But the reason we smoked the Magnum 56 is because of a dear friend of ours, Planetary, who does polls on Friends of the Banos. Last couple of years, we've done some cigars of the year, 2015, 2016. We haven't done the 2017. Maybe Planetary, you'll get onto it, mate. Up to you. It depends how busy you are, but you are the genius at polls, my friend, and Excel spreadsheets. No one can do it as well as you. And the poll that he did in 2016, he remarked, with no surprises, that H. Upmann tends to be the number one market that aficionados tend to have in their humidor. It's the most highly rated across the board. And in that year, that 2016 year, there were 3 cigars in the top 10. Number 2 was the H. Upmann Magnum 56 LE. Number 5 was the H. Upmann Connoisseur A. And number 7, which I couldn't believe, and I was telling you before, Luca, was the Sir Winston. Now, what's amazing is that the Sir Winston would have been voted in 2016 as that high, number 7, when the last batch of them were last seen in 2014, maybe, or 2015. So for those of you that go after this cigar, you know what you're going for. There's no surprises, even when they come up on Friends of the Banos and they're just on a clearance, they sell out.
Just a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
To pick those up.
Absolutely.
Considering how little they made from what you told me.
Yeah. Absolutely. These are great cigars, and I mentioned it before on previous reviews. This is a Churchill. It's a 47 ring gauge by 178 millimeters. And the last time we did a review of the Romeo Julieta Churchill, Luca, we're talking about how many have been deleted since 2013. Yes, we did mention that.
Yeah.
Cry, stat. Lament.
Yeah.
Why?
What's next?
Well, we talked about that. I think the good news is they can't cut anymore. There's nothing left to cut, folks. You've got the RYJ Churchill, which I think
the most iconic Churchill cigar out there.
I don't think they could get rid of that. I don't think they would even think about getting rid of the Cohiba Esplendidos, only because Cohiba came into being a main brand in 92 when Davidoff left Cuba.
Yep.
And the only Cohiba that's ever been deleted was the Cohiba
Corona.
Coronas, yeah. because the Linear 1492, the Siglo line came out in 1992, I believe, and that was the same size as the Siglo 2. So to make way for the Siglo 2, that was deleted. No other keeper's ever been deleted, and I think we're talking about the fact that Monte Cristo barely ever gets deleted either.
Yeah.
And the other cigar that is a Churchill size is the one we're smoking today, the H. Upmann Sir Winston.
How's it going for you?
Oh,
Similar flavour?
outstanding.
Still?
Yeah, it's just outstanding. Because for me, although I'm just starting in the first third, what I'm enjoying out of it is that H. Upmann shortbread, which is I look for when I go for an H. Upmann, which I love. Now,
I love shortbread, the flavour as well.
Yeah, toasted bread. You may call it toasted bread, shortbread.
It's very different to that El Rey, the Mundo shortbread though. It's unique. It's very unique.
Or if we say shortbread in the Keto Say Coronas, which you gifted me one, and I had one last week. I really enjoyed it. It had a bit of citrus tang, but it does change the shortbread quality. It's not quite the same as this.
Yeah.
When we say Upmann shortbread, it is iconic to Upmann. Basically, although Upmann is a marker, there are different Upmann vitolas that you're gonna get in the sense that some are milder, some are fuller. So other ones that are very popular, like the Magnum 46 and the half Coronas, tend to be stronger cigars. And they sell well. And when you feel like reaching for a stronger cigar, that's what you're going to tend to go for. It's still going to have that H. Upmann shortbread, but it's going to have that spice or pepper and the power. Correct.
Kick there, Those half Coronas hit the mile straight away, and they're just great if you want something quick and you want a bit of a little powerhouse, so to speak. Yeah.
Totally agree. I just curious as to how this is going to turn out, because we're going to smoke through the first third. We're going to take a break and come back and finish off the review when we're in the last third about an hour later. But this is only 6 months old. I can't expect that it would have.
Do you remember the box code?
MOL, June 2017. 6 months. That's it. Yeah. For 6 months, it's tremendous. Much like the Escondidos, that was 18 months old. No, the Lanceros was young. Reminds me of that. It's still quality tobacco there, even though it's 6 months old. So it's one of those cigars, like the Connoisseur, where and the Magnum 56 Elite that we had earlier. Yeah. When you had them, you could have them 6 months old. You could have them a bit older. Just for curiosity's sake, with the Magnum 56 LE, we had quality Upmann shortbread in it, but we had more.
A bit of pepper on the palate.
Definitely pepper in it. Chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate.
Sweeter.
The nut.
Yep.
Bit of that nut and chocolatey, like baker's chocolate flavour in there as well. That was my
baking spice.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And that was my first one. I've never had anyone. I haven't had that before. So that was quite enjoyable and interesting that you had one. It was 6 months old.
I had one 6 months old and did a review on Friends of Urbanos. And it was a lot of you were grateful for that review, but it was a quality smoke back then, and
it was now.
It still is now. The only thing is, because of we smoked it earlier in the day, and it was a little bit more. I felt it was a little bit more humid. We had some construction issues with it, and we had to relight a few times, but it took us a little bit longer to smoke. We went 2 hours with it. However, what's interesting was we both nubbed it. We both had that flavour out of it, which, don't worry, we'll clean all that up. Just put it on the floor. It's part of cigar smoking, actually. Not the first time we've done that in a review.
But we both nubbed it, and it was really cool. Right to the end. It didn't actually heat up. It only just got a bit harder to smoke towards the end. That's when I decided to put it down. I think John was the same.
Yeah.
I loved how it was so cool to the end, because I don't really like any sort of increase in heat as I get closer to the end of the cigar. So that was really, really, I think it was a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to leave it there, and what we're going to look for is some evolution in this cigar. We're going to come back and discuss if there's any evolution in the flavours, and so we'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys.